can leave it vertical, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We would like to start off by giving out honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HaKadosh. We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness for the house of David the elect. So, we are the GMS Mississippi Camp. All right, and we're here doing an indoor lesson. All right, some things. Brothers moving in the spirit. Brothers making moves in the camp. Per usual. So today, we're gonna do our live stream here. All right, for the brothers who are still here. All right, and you know what? Our brother can get what's there a day of darkness and not light? You know what scripture I'm talking about?
I know what scripture you're talking about.
Yeah. Because we're going into current events. All right, there's a lot going on in the spirit. All right, whether those things are staged or authentic, nonetheless, it's rooted in an agenda. All right. Yeah, Amos 5:18, Amos 5:23, something like that.
Yeah, 20.
Okay, come on.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
It's Amos chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Shall not the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai be darkness and not light?"
Yep. The day of Yahweh Bahashim Shai should be darkness and not light. Go ahead.
Come. And even dark, it's like even very dark, and no brightness in it.
Yep.
You read?
Yeah.
Verse 21. I despise your feast days.
All right, let's go into something else too. What's 23 say?
23. Take that away from me.
Okay, yeah.
Huh.
Okay, no, well, that's good. We can use that one. All right, but basically, hey, we're here, all right, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's going to be a lot of preceding events that lead to the downfall of Babylon. And what you're witnessing now are these events, all right, just making headlines, all right, that's capturing everybody's attention, all right, it's going to lead to the downfall of Babylon, man. All right, it's like a countdown to the destruction. And we're here as the watchmen, all right, filtering everything out through the scriptures, all right, and giving it back to you, all right, in regards to the truth and what's going on, all right. As a matter of fact, Isaiah 62. Well, you hold on something?
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, Isaiah.
This is Second Ezra chapter 16, starting at verse 1. Woe unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird yourself with cloth of sack and hair.
Yep.
Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
That's our job to tell them that. All right, pursuant to Jeremiah 28:8. Are the prophets that have been, was it 28 and 28? It's 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old have prophesied against wars, pestilence, evils, famines. So that's our job, is to tell the king of Babylon, to tell the nobles of Babylon, to tell the residents of Babylon, or the citizens, that Babylon is falling. Okay? All right? All right, you can get Isaiah 62 and 6.
Come on, this is Isaiah chapter 62, starting at verse 6. I have set watchmen upon the walls, O Jerusalem.
Yep. Who are watchmen? In the ancient world, all right, in a literal sense, all right, the cities were fortified with walls.
Mm-hmm.
And on those walls were watchmen. The same way you would see security guards at a prison facility. Mm-hmm. There would be on those towers. All right. In the ancient world, there were watchmen set up around the fortified walls to foresee up and coming enemies, man. Up and coming danger. All right. And they'll see the danger and they'll sound the alarm. So we're spiritually starting with the apostles at GMS, set up as watchmen, all right, for the hopefully elect. All right.
Come. Can you read?
Come. You can start back from the top.
Good. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem,
yep,
which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
And it goes into Psalm 19, where the Most High set up their line, right? The line that goes through the heavens, all right, goes through that satellite, all right, and day and night you see the videos being uploaded. literally 24 hours a day of videos. All right, and not to mention it's different time zones throughout the world. So right now it's daytime, but over there in Europe, and it might be close to midnight right now. Germany, yeah, it's probably around midnight right now, man. Like 6 hours ahead of us. So that's day and night. Nonetheless, you go on YouTube at any given moment and watch a new video. There's no way you can keep up with all the videos. All right, you know, but that's what we're the more stuck that way because we are in our lives as watchmen, right? Foretelling you about what's about to happen. We're filtering everything out as we are now through the scriptures.
Okay.
All right.
I got a precept for you.
You finish out what you got.
It says, "They which shall never hold their peace day nor night, ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, keep not silent."
You that make mention of Yahweh Bahashim Shai, keep not silent, man. All right, and that's what we're doing. We're keeping not silent. All right.
It says, "And give him no rest till he establish, and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth."
All right, because the next world power is actually going to be the nation of Israel. All right, ruling. All right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Huh? All right. So, go ahead. Was there more to that?
No, verse 7.
Okay. All right, you could get your scripture you was holding.
It's Second Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 3 and 4. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. No man that worth in taking himself with the affairs of this life, that he may be pleased with him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
A soldier. And in the position we have as soldiers are watchmen. So a watchman can't mingle with the people and watch the people. I can't mingle with the people and protect the people. We're standing we're standing in our lots. We're spiritually standing in these high towers to foresee the evil, man.
Because if you just having a conversation, you're a soldier, you having a conversation, you caught up in this conversation, someone can easily climb over the wall. Truth getting in, you missing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and if your manner of life, your conduct is in this world, so focused in this world, you're gonna be blind to the things that's happening.
Yep.
Like we all know, this is what's that word? A psyop.
Yep.
A psyop because we know what Trump trying to do. How he moving.
Yep.
We're not too distracted about what's going on.
Yep.
We see this. We just see it as one of the pieces to the puzzles that this man is trying to build.
Yep.
You know.
Because go ahead, bro. It tells you in Genesis 25 that Esau became a cunning hunter. So the ultimate trap is, or the ultimate catch, is to have everybody and snare everybody with the Quran. Now, you said he's moving in steps, basically. All right. Now, if you look up the word algorithm, it's basically if you look at the word algorithm, as a matter of fact, you can get the word algorithm right quick, so it could be more precise. Because we're studying Esau, we're studying the elites. Hey, that Sun Tzu proverb says what? Know thy enemy. So know how your enemy moves. Esau is a cunning hunter. How does that manifest in this world? All right.
Here's the definition for algorithm: a process or set of rules to be followed in calculation or other problem-solving operation, especially by a computer.
All right. And see if you got some more definitions when you scroll down. Yeah, see what Miriam says. Let me see what it says. It said like you can get that one right there.
Okay. This is another one. This is a simple term. An algorithm is a set of step-by-step instruction for solving a problem or completing a task.
Right. So the thing I wanted to put emphasis on is step-by-step instructions. All right. But what we noticed with Esau and the elder brothers, they get into it, with that World War III algorithm. He has to create a process of different events that's going to just so happen to lead to World War III. He's going to create a situation that's going to trigger another situation, that's going to trigger another reaction, that's going to trigger another reaction, like a domino effect. But you stage the domino effect. You set up all the domino effects. So you set every piece to fall and create another falling piece to create another falling piece. So you hit your ultimate goal, which is the new world order. All right. So that's your algorithm. That's your step-by-step process to achieve a certain goal. And that's what makes you that cunning hunter, right? Because a cunning hunter, he might aim his bow and arrow. He might aim his bow at a deer, right? Or he might set a trap for the deer. He might manipulate the deer to get led into this trap. You see, that's a cunning hunter. All right, you study the nature of the deer and you manipulate his steps so it can fall into a trap. You see?
Yeah, appreciate back up. You saying like soldiers can't get tied in, the things of the civilians.
Yeah.
But you can't, because when you do, you get thrown off guard.
Yeah.
When you caught off guard, you're a soldier, you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. And the enemy is approaching, how you gonna sound the alarm?
Yep.
This is 2 Timothy 2:4
Yep.
in the NLT. It says soldiers do not get tied up in the affairs of civilians, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them.
And who's the officer that enlisted us?
Yeah, I was shot.
Yahweh Shai. And so we're Stoics. Brother Rebecca Shah, can you look up the word Spartan? Because we all familiar with the term Spartan going back to the movie, but it's actually a lifestyle that came with being a Lacedaemonian or a Spartan. And Apocrypha, they were referred to as Lacedaemonians, but there's actually a lifestyle that creates social reclusion. All right, so they weren't with civilian life. They didn't even eat. They didn't have the same eating regimen as civilians, man. All right. It says, yeah, you get that scripture. I mean, the definition.
This is the word Spartan, showing the indifference to comfort or luxury.
Things in Greece. All right, they weren't intermingled with the civilians in Greece. All right, they had a very strict routine about their life. Because for one, obviously it kept them on edge, because excess and indulgence, all right, that makes you weak, and but you're supposed to playoffs, right? And so let's hope. Wars. Already, somebody got jumped for saying F that guy, so he could have been a sacrifice for an algorithm. All right, or it could have been this being open-minded. It could have been AI. All right, Esau's he's crafty. Either way, it's part of a bigger agenda. Okay,
I got that one for you.
Okay, come.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Least Satan." This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Yeah, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device. All right, and one of his devices is problem solution tactics to ensnare people. All right, to ensnare their minds, then ensnare their body. Same thing with the jab. All right, and ultimately, the charagma. All right, ultimately World War III. Ultimately, martial law. Ultimately, your gun rights. Ultimately, you see.
Can I read that for you?
Yeah, you got it.
This is in NLT. It says, "So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes."
And one of his evil schemes is using psyops, using staged events, all right? Using AI, using crisis actors, all right? All those different things. Math is always something going on with a massive school shooting, or mass shooting. Because Esau, he knows that he wants to shut down the cities of America, but he wants to justify it. All right? Through, disallowing your gun rights, All right, discontinue your gun rights because when he knows that when he shuts down America, he's going to have to deal with a resistance, and it's going to be worse than Greece. It's going to be worse than Italy. It's going to be worse than the UK. Because why every American citizen damn near has a gun? They have a weapon, so it's going to be harder to control them. And now we know just from that perspective why he's demonizing the YNs. Now they do need them, but Esau can also use that to justify. See, that's why you don't need guns. All right. So just knowing our enemy, knowing his nature. Okay.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 5. Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no grain is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all?
Yep.
You see, these things he got set up is for you to be trapped. He ain't finna take it up. He's finna remove anything unless you fall into it.
Yep. It has to be bait there. Something has to bait you. Like 9/11, fear was the bait. All right, just to justify going over there in the Middle East. All right.
And the bait, they got you. Oh, here's now the violence, the death.
Yeah.
It's been going on. He's been at the forefront of it. You know. But now, because I seen this post, right? Y'all know old girl who died in a knife attack, right?
The knife attack?
Yeah.
On the train?
Yeah. She died in a knife attack.
He was somebody dead.
But she on the news, but in 2018 there was a Jake woman who died in the same way. But you don't hear nothing about her.
But did you hear what Trump said on the news? He was like, we're gonna be just as vicious and violent as they are. So Trump is he putting it out there what they finna do.
He's showing y'all the bait. The debate is making y'all become more emotional.
Yeah. Provoked, evoke. Like, because if something happens to an Edomite woman and it makes national news, all Edomites are going to get upset. This goes back to slavery, Jim Crow. Somebody allegedly raped an Edomite woman. Hundreds of Jakes got to die. Mass lynchings happen. So same thing with this Russian, where all we know is it's an Edomite woman and it's a nigga, a Jake. But people stay getting stabbed on trains and buses, man.
And the woman I brought up, she was a Jake woman that got stabbed up by an Edomite.
Yeah.
Same situation, but vice versa.
It's crazy to say that because what came to mind when you said that, he said that, and then you said how Esau does it because he want people to be provoked and react a certain way. He knew how they were going. What his name? Charlie.
Kirk.
Yeah, that him.
Yeah.
Like, if you know anything about, like that, those type of situations, trained shooters, they shoot for certain spots. And certain spots, you get what I'm trying to filter for the video, But that was a planned hit. Yeah. But the point is, for the sake of the lesson, keeping on topic, like you said, is to provoke. Yeah. Look how all the people reacted.
Yeah.
Look how everybody just started, how everybody started acting.
Now he's a martyr.
Yep.
Now he's a martyr for right wing conservatives. All right. Now and if you say anything about him negatively, that creates room for an attack. But it tells you the Egyptians are going to be against the Egyptians. You see?
Okay.
All right, but yeah, we got Charlie Kirkland. I think that's how you say his name. I had the train event. Okay. So Esau is he's setting the stage, all right, for many things, but one thing we know is martial law. Get rid of your gun rights. All right. He's putting Jake on the forefront as the reason why you should not have weapons. I don't know if I can say guns, but weapons. All right. But he's using Jake as a pawn, man. But also he has a real hatred for Jake. All right. Esau is just using Trump as a tool to get rid of the nation of Israel. So you mean to tell me you could target Issachar, you could target so-called Haitians, all right, you could target really the northern kingdom that comes from the borders of Mexico, but you don't target Ham. You don't target people from Europe that's illegally over here in the Americas. All right?
That makes sense.
When Esau was in South Africa, you rescued them from South Africa. All right? You got it.
And look, it's something they do in these other countries, right? You see, Esau trying to paint us as the problem.
Yeah.
But in the news, these other countries like Japan, China, and Korea, and these other places, they trying to push out foreigners.
Yeah.
And guess who's the face of that?
Esau.
Yep, it's Esau.
Yep. That's
It's
right.
Esau. He the problem of the earth.
Well, wait a minute. What did it say in Genesis 4th chapter? A fugitive and a vagabond you should be. So nobody wants a fugitive around them. All right? Because everywhere you go, you bring wickedness, man. It says in Malachi, that should be called the border of wickedness. So you bring your nature and your tendencies everywhere you go. It's just like a 2/3, like niggas, right? You bring a nigga in the suburbs, he brings that low vibrational shit, loud music everywhere. All right, throwing shit out the car. You know, howling at the females, neighbors that you know she married. He don't give a fuck. You know, it's like you bring that nigga shit. They got dirty, huh?
I said that dark
Dark cloud. Well, Esau bring his nigga shit, bro. It's no different. All right.
That's what Yahweh Shemel Shai is about to do. He's about to do to 2/3 and Esau and the rest of the nations. This is a cleanup. It starts at the house of Israel, yes, but he's going to clean up everybody on this earth. You know, it's about to come through everybody. I got this quick one.
Okay, cool.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 3. A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back?
You got it.
And this is not about to be turned back. Esau is going to come out. He's going to come on 2/3, and Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to come on him. You know, through the prophecies and ultimately the missiles. You know, in the fire of the church, because it's about to be mayhem on another level.
Yep. Speaking of, you were holding the scripture.
I got one for you. Just to back you up. Or you were saying like no matter what Esau goes, you know, he always brings that evil spirit.
Yeah.
And you can go through history, you know, and see. You know, every time Esau was on the scene, because it was always the same thing. I just got a quick account going into it, and this is in First Maccabees chapter 1. And I'm reading that just about 9 verses. It says, and it happened after that, the son of Philip, it happened after that, Alexander, the son of Philip, going into Alexander the Greek. It says the Macedonian, and we know that the Macedonian they were of the lineage of Esau. All right, so it's still going back to the nation of Esau. It says who came out of the land of Chittim and smite Darius, the king of the Persians and the Medes, and he reigned in his stead the first of Greece. And we see that transition between the Medo-Persian Empire to the Grecian Empire. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers. And it says it made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. So now we see Esau do what he do. Verse 3, it says, and went through to the ends of the earth and took the spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him.
Yeah, and like that movie, watch the movie Alexander Revisited. Hey, it's one of them ones. All right.
It says, well, too, he was at and so much that the earth was quiet before him. Well, too, he was exalted and his heart was lifted up, proud. Esau got that real proud spirit. It says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who had become tributaries unto him. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Now we get to the point. It says, wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth and parted his kingdom among them.
Yeah, his 4 generals.
That's why the leopard got 4 heads.
That's right.
You know, going to the war of the is it Diadoches or Diadoche? I know it's one.
I'm not sure. I gotta go back into it.
Good. It says that he parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, and everyone in his place. Here's the point. It says after his death, they put crowns upon themselves. So they ended up killing Alexander's brother. They ended up killing his son and his son's Alexander's wife. So we see how Esau get down.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the point.
And that's the beginning of that cutthroat Machiavellian spirit.
Esau, the original nigga.
The original. That's Cain. That's how Cain, the house of Cain, moves. Right.
Here's the point. It says, so did their sons after them many years, and evils was multiplied in the earth. Evils, every time Esau is in rulership, evils are multiplied extremely amongst the earth.
Now, just imagine the evil reincarnating around the mid 1300s AD, and it being left unchecked for the last 700 years. All right, so evil reincarnated in the form of the Renaissance. So we talking mid 1300s, and imagine it just blooming and growing and growing and growing to now. You know, so we're at the culmination of wickedness, man.
Come
All right, and you got technology to spread your wicked influence. So you have the media to spread your nature throughout the planet. So everybody thinks it's okay to live debaucherously. Everybody thinks it's okay to be a unaliver, an adulterer, alphabet gang. Everybody thinks that because you push that through your media. You push wickedness through your media, man. You push you through the media. Not everybody wants to be you. All right?
The damn social media.
Yep. You can hold Jacob's trouble, bro, since we get into that. Go ahead, bro.
I had one to say because you see Esau, you see how they moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get back to their glory days because they ain't got it, they losing it. That's what they always saying. Let's make America safe again. Let's build back better. Let's make America great again.
Yeah.
They talking back now, not a few years ago. They talking about when you niggas was scared.
Yeah, because America being safe is getting rid of Jake, man.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you want to get rid of Jake. All right.
When you was scared, like they want to get rid of you, they put you under them, and they be that top guy because what Jake, 12 tribes got that shine, they got that salt, and the world just been ignoring them, so what? So what they want to make Jake? They always making Jake the problem, the accuser of our brethren.
Mm-hmm.
They like, no, look at them.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All right.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
It's 2 Ezra 15:6. It says, "For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
One of the elders said in Dallas, one of the beloved elders, he said somewhere between the flood and Esau ruling, the earth took a pretty bad whooping, man. A pretty bad butt whooping, man. The earth took a beating between the flood and Esau ruling because after the transgression of Adam, the earth went into a state of deterioration, all right, naturally. But then the deterioration accelerated, all right, exponentially, all right, after the rise of Esau, all right, and get that in Revelation 20 and around the 7th verse, the old serpent.
Yeah, because you got to call to remember you had the flood.
Yeah,
that covered up a lot. You had Esau. You had Esau come in and he takes because what you were supposed to observe the land Sabbaths.
Yeah.
But this man, he rules how he wanna rule. He take it's just constantly taking without rest. He digs and digs and digs. And it's at the cost of oil, and he'll do it at the cost of nations.
Yeah.
He'll do it at the cost of how many people he needs to use up to get that resource he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because this nigga, now he does this in his warehouses, but he doesn't do it in the planet Earth. Mm-hmm. See, when you take from the earth, you got to put back in the earth. God knows that. Yep. But when it comes to his little warehouses, his factories, his companies, you got to put this in the plastic recycle bin. You got to put that in the paper recycle bin. Mm-hmm. They got a zero waste policy. Yep. Because he has into a science how to not lose money. He has into a science how to not to the smallest particle, right? Yep. When it comes to the planet Earth, it's mass deforestation. Now niggas are known. Jake is known for leaving trash in the parking lot, right? Trash in his front yard, right? But this nigga leaves plastic all in the ocean. He leaves trash in the atmosphere.
I think they dump the waste from them ships in the ocean.
They do. You a grand nigga. Jake don't do nothing. Jake doesn't have enough impact to impact the planet Earth when it comes to the livelihood of the planet. Mm-hmm. But you do.
The Earth is given to the hand of the weak.
It's given to you, and you mismanaged it.
Not only that, he got debris up in a little around there with the satellite stuff, broken satellite stuff.
They got trash in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God damn.
They got trash in space, bro.
This nigga, boy, every day you look up.
And they're saying about around 2040, it's gonna be parts of the earth that's gonna be underwater, like the west coast of Africa. I want to say the west coast of North America. Or it's gonna be certain spots on the earth that's just gonna be too hot to visit. Like right now, you almost can take it for granted that you can travel to almost any continent. But it's gonna come a point in time if Yahweh Shai doesn't get here soon. All right, there's gonna be certain parts of the world you can't even travel to because it's gonna be too hot. All right.
And we said, I'm back to the precept, paraphrasing.
Yep.
The time is shortened for the sake of the elect.
Yep.
Paraphrase, like you're saying. Like if Yahweh Shai, if Yahweh doesn't give Yahweh Shai Elohim a green light to go ahead and crack the clouds and come back, if Esau get hit with, ain't nobody going. He ain't going to even be here.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a bunch of it's gonna be a bunch of cyborgs walking around here. And the point is, the earth is just gonna give out, man.
Well, that's why he wants to go out of space. You know, he sabotaged the earth. Now he wants to create a new heaven and a new earth for himself.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that he's reached his limitations. All right. And were you holding something, brother?
The Revelation 20.
Oh yeah, come.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, you could go ahead.
This is Revelation 20 and verse 7. It says, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosened out of his prison and shall go to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, God and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom which is as the sand of the sea.
Yep, God and Magog. But did you go verse 7?
Y'all read it. It says that when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosened out of his prison.
And that prison was during the Dark Ages, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, from around 325 AD to around the mid 1300s. Now, at the end of that prison sentence for Esau, that's why he never talks about it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might meet Jake in the free world, right? He done sobered his mind up, he matured. He's not gonna talk about prison like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Esau is in prison, he's not gonna talk about that. All right. But now he was loose for a little season during the Renaissance. And ever since that nigga got loose, there's like a nigga in the world. There's like a nigga amongst Jake.
That boy be full fledged.
Yeah, a nigga, it's like a slingshot. You in prison. They finally let that slingshot go and let you out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
But you that nigga that ultimately Yahweh Shai let loose.
Mm-hmm.
And now look what you've done. 700 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
You implement no sustainable practices to maintain the earth, man. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and it's a science to managing existence.
Mm-hmm.
All the nations that you look at as primal, and you want us to think they're primal, at least they knew how to respect the planet Earth, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At least they knew how to coexist with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Your concrete kingdom, your industrialized parts of the planet, you know how many lives are lost through your industrialized parts of the planet? You know how much you deplete the earth of its resources through your mechanisms of extracting the resources?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I may going into going into like the data centers.
Yeah.
One of those data centers powers around 5 million homes.
Yeah.
And if you got a house around it, it sucks all the resources, all the water. Like people who houses are around those data centers, they don't have no water pressure like that. Like the electric and basically they're stealing everything from the earth. Esau get mad at us for eating a banana, and I like to, you eat a banana, you throw the peel out in the grass because the worms and the earth is like it came from the earth, so you give it back. Mm-hmm. Esau get mad at us for that, but like you saying, he got plastic and they dump all that shit and waste off a cruise ship into the ocean, man.
Yeah, and now the plastic somewhat dissolves, but it dissolves into a microplastic. And even the algae chokes on that shit. The algae is responsible in part for the oxygen we get on the planet Earth. Because we get the oxygen from the trees, but we also get the oxygen from the algae in the ocean. But the algae is choking on the macro. You know how many whales come to the surface dead and they cut the well open, it's full of plastic. Y'all niggas crazy, man. You got it, bro.
Here's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, Yea, also because he transgressed by wine,
through those philosophies.
he's a proud man.
And that wine is democracy, free will, freedom. At one point, Christianity. Ultimately, is disguised is under the guise of free will, but it's really do as thou will, which is really Satanism. Your philosophy really goes back to Satanism. All right. So you can't just leave. You can't give somebody the keys to the Airbnb and there's no house rules. All right. Like we were talking about earlier. What does a child do when the parents leave? What does a child do when the parents leave? That's a sign of a child. When the parents leave, they wild the fuck out. So what happened with Esau when he saw that there was no judgment for his actions initially?
He got drunk.
Yeah. He started wilding the fuck out. You got it.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. This man, you see, he'll take until there's nothing left. He's a disease. He'll dry it up. He's like a plague.
A cancer.
He'll go there, take everything, dry it up until it's barren, and leave to the next place to do it again.
and you practice no regenerative practices. Then ultimately, that he to himself all nations is you want to get the remaining 500 million people that's going to be here and have them chipped. You want to gather yourself all nations through the NWO. But like you said, you extract so much resources, but you don't have any regenerative practices. To where the next generation or our grandkids' generation can actually enjoy the planet Earth. All right? That's nigga shit.
He hates organic stuff. That's why he always trying to give us this lab created stuff. Like we eat all this food that has cancer in it, and because we're the type of people we are, we'll give the food to the animals. Now they catching cancer and diabetes, high blood pressure.
Animal has like plastic bottles, man. Yeah.
Animal got diabetes.
But then he gives you the poison and then creates a whole system to where you depend on big pill company to sustain yourself till you die and just make money off you till you die.
Who's looking into this, Zaquan? In those the concoction that they give you, they have the herb that heals you, but it's a bunch of chemicals in there as well that's gonna make your body, like if you stop taking it, then now your body's a lot more worse than what it was, and you get even worse than what you were with taking it. But he gives you just a little bit of the herb just to make you feel like you're getting there.
Yeah.
But the rest of that bullshit to put you on the house with.
That's why they call it dependence. You develop a dependence for the herb. So if you stop, not the herb, but the concoction. So if you stop taking it, the pain revisits. Then you develop something called a tolerance. To where that dosage doesn't suffice anymore. So now you need more dosages. Now you're a fucking fiend. All right?
All
right, go ahead.
You got some, bro?
That was it. Oh, I got some.
Oh, I got one. Going into this is talking about wine, but it still be used for the sake of being drunk. This is Sirach 31, starting verse 27. It says, "Wine can put new life into you if you drink it in moderation."
Yeah.
So if you do things that are good for you, if you do things in moderation, it can be good for you.
Yeah.
But if you do too much, like Esau do, like we talking about current events, right? Look what he did in Ukraine. He sent all that money over there to get their ass in debt, extracted all them resources from them. Now he telling them shit, just get it land to Russia.
Yeah.
So what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point? It says, what would life be without it? Wine was created to make us happy. If you drink it in moderation and at the right time, it can lift up your spirits and make you cheerful. But if you drink when you're angry and upset, it leads to headaches, embarrassment, and disgrace. A drunken fool can lose his temper and hurt himself. His drinking makes him weak and an easy target.
Esau is that drunken fool. He's ruling the world. And he's drunk off his philosophies, and he's a fool because he has no care of the consequences of his action.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're just afraid because one of the definitions for fool is basically godless. So he has no fear of Yahweh Bahashim Haushai. You know, you got to preach a lot.
This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36. He that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
Yep.
This man, again, he loves death. He loves the acts of killing, but he loves the acts of destroying. You know, because what? Transgression of the law, or you know, sin is sin is a transgression of the law, and the laws were to what? Produce life.
Mm-hmm.
The laws were to produce life, and this man hates the laws. You know, so you can just look at this man. The way he moved does not produce life; it destroys.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Look at his blessing. You know, because you made me think about something, bro. You said laws produce life. You know, we were given our blessing. You know, with the covenants and going into this is salvation. So we would give our blessing with life.
Yeah, ultimately the kingdom. Promise.
Esau's blessing was the sword. And what's the sword for?
Yeah. Now it could have been you originally. It was going to be used to protect us because the sword is also a form of protection. All right, but him being Esau and envious, he used his sword as a weapon. All right, let's get these last scriptures too. Go ahead.
That's why this man hates Yahweh Shah, because this man, he's coming with life. What? He said there's too many people on earth, but Yahweh Shah says Yahweh Shah says be fruitful and multiply. But this man says it's too many people on earth.
Yeah,
you know.
But he's a person. So how can creation say it's too much creation? You're part of the creation. So you don't have that authority. That's hubris. You don't have that authority to say it's too many people. You're part of the people. You're part of the population of people.
But that shows you his mindset.
Yeah.
He doesn't include himself in the people that's about to get knocked off.
Yeah, right.
He said, I ain't going down. Y'all are the ones who crying on my space.
Yep, that's right.
You know?
And they literally said that because it was I think she was a scientist. She was talking to a woman that was basically somehow a part of that elite class, and she was like, soon in the near future, we're going to start culling. And culling is a farming term to basically trim the cattle. So they're going to start trimming in population. And she said that they were going to do it through the jab, through these scamdemics.
It's a video, Quan. And it got what's that nigga name? I think it's how I say the name for the video. Gil Bates. There's a video. He says by 2030, he said if they do right with the vaccines, they could decrease.
Or the V word.
Yeah, I was like, if they do right with the
vaccine,
with the
jab,
with the jabs, that they would decrease the population by 10 to 15%.
Well, now what do you have 4 or 5 years later? HIV outbreaks. HIV doesn't work like that. You don't just have HIV outbreaks. All of a sudden, in all these different cities, HIV outbreaks. All right, but what was the jab? They basically injected you with HIV. An immunodeficiency disease, man. All right.
And I was looking, I have a son and everything. Somebody was talking to me, and they was like, because the doctor was coming, since 4 years for him they were trying to give him, what we talking about. And I was like, nah, we're gonna miss out on those. He don't need him. He good. So he looked at me crazy. And when I got to where I was going, somebody informed me, they were like, when kids are born, they start, because the kid's immune system is when they're very born, there's a reason why they start doing like little stuff. First they start putting their hands in their mouth. And they start putting every other thing in their mouth. They're building up that immune system. But when they're born, the doctors start attacking that immune system so when they come out the womb, they start attacking. That's why you look at it, between a child with 0 to 4, they have about pretty much 9 different juices.
Yep.
Yep.
Unnecessarily. All right. But get your scripture. We're gonna close out on that one.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
And part of that pride is you thinking that, you know, you have the authority to say it's too many people on the planet. But you want a controlled population. You want a population that you can control, which is, according to the Georgia Guidestone, 500 million. All right. And people, they hear this information, but they want to get stuck in a lifestyle of Egypt, and they still take the jab. They still fall for the psyops. They still fall for the snares, man. All right.
And that somehow mysteriously exploded.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yep. Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse. We started at 15. So now you said 16. Straight to 16.
Yeah.
Because Ecclesiastes 10 and 16, it says, "Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning."
Yeah, thy king is a child, and part of being a child is that you don't implement the laws, statutes, and commandments in the world. You don't follow any divine rules, there are divine laws you have to follow if you want to run the earth. Go ahead.
But I say the law, statutes, and commandments is self-discipline.
Yeah.
You can't all wake up and have cake in the morning.
Yeah. Because in other words, is you practice indulgence as opposed to consuming for energy. You consume for indulgence. All right. That's why the scripture says, "Give not thy strength to women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings." What's a way that destroys kings? The Western Idumean way, which is no discipline, no temperance, indulgence, no fear of the Most High, no fear of consequences, just fleshly, Philistine-like lifestyle. Modernization. All right, but y'all have any closing comments, statements? All right, with that, we hope this is edifying. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba,
Shalom.
Shalom. What was the time on that?
47 minutes.